guys, gals, non-body pals, all my friends and folks out there. Welcome back to the Hope for Yourself channel. So today we're going to be doing our first fanfic reading, which is going to be Klance fanfic reading called Melody. Now you can find this on Wattpad if you also want to read along, and it is by Yeedy Petey Parker. So, if you're new to my fanfic readings and you don't exactly know how they work, basically, we're gonna read the story just together. I'm not gonna do voice impressions. I did that last time and I felt a little too disconnected from y'all. I just feel like it's a lot funner to just all read them together as a crowd and comment. And then, of course, also, I do not read ahead, so if there's things like smut and, you know, things like trigger warnings, I'll tell you when they pop up, but if they happen, you will not know in the beginning of the video. Unless we were, you know, leaving off on a part that has some type of trigger warning. You can find all those things for trigger warnings and, you know, just safety down below. So if you want to see if it has a trigger warning or not and it's safe, you know, check for the TWs below, and I'll usually put it in the title as well. So yeah, but also if you're interested in any of our socials just floating by right now, you can go to our description as well and hit on some links of things that you might also be interested, like videos and other videos on this channel, and also, you know, some of our fanfictions for Klance themselves. I'm betting if you're tapped onto this, you're probably like a Klance fan, and if you're not, well, welcome. But then again, we always, yeah. So I'm gonna, you know, pitch Unseen in Focus. So basically, our fics on our Wattpad, which is HopeLove04, by the way, no spaces, H and the L is capitalized. Ours is more of a story surrounding Lance. He's the main character, and it shows him doing his best to be a badass, you know, space adventurer and hero of all the universes, while also struggling with mental health issues. So if you're into that kind of stuff, and you're also into seeing how Lance is just navigating this through all of his relationships, like with the older paladins and the younger paladins, because they're both involved, and also how he's navigating this with Keith, that's really great. Now, yes, they are already together in this AU, but I feel like the thing that makes the story very compelling when it comes to the love side of this bit is that, you know, their relationship is not perfect. None of theirs are, and it's far, far from it. At first they do not realize it, then they do, and they start working on it, but no relationship is ever perfect, and everybody's gonna bump into struggles. So it's really the relationship conflict between people that brings the story together and to life. There's also a ton of action that we really get to see really kind of towards the end of Focus and Legacy. There is some in Unseen, so yeah, if you like that kind of stuff, definitely go and check it out. I think Unseen is just really kind of getting into the land of, okay, there's an afterlife and all the paladins are together and they're kicking butt. So everybody's just like, whoa, what's going on? We also kind of have moments where we start to see the layers of Lance peel back, and we start to see that he's not who he lets on to be. He's kind of pretending to be, you know, oblivious or a little on the dumber side, and he's doing it for a good reason. So you get to see tidbits of what will really be revealed in Focus and what will be further explored in Legacy, and a lot of these things do get healed in Focus, which is amazing. Legacy isn't out yet. We're still currently writing on Focus, but if you are interested in that, even in the slightest bit, go and read it, especially because as it goes on, the writing was always amazing. The plot was always great. It just, clearly, grammar was the issue in the beginning, but the spelling gets better. The grammaticalness of the whole entire fic gets better. It improves. And I rate more and more and more over time. So if you're really also trying to become more of an avid reader, I would definitely suggest this fic for you, because they go from short chapters to like almost 1 million word chapters by the time we get to Focus. Like, where we are now, it's like 1 million word chapters. So if you're definitely interested in that as well, you should go and check them out. Whew. Yeah. That's kind of my little pitch. Instagram is purely for everybody to just stay connected, even though we have like YouTube posts. Instagram, you can see everything that's coming out. You can get previews of that kind of stuff. And you can also do polls and stuff, and that's kind of fun too. Now, without further ado, let's get into Klance Melody by Edie P.T. Parker on Wattpad. Hi guys, okay, I guess we're gonna start reading. Heads up, by the way, like always, I don't know how long this is gonna be. I think I just looked a little bit ahead to see the length. I didn't actually read anything, but I think we'll probably read like maybe 2 per reading. Definitely depends on how this story starts going. Also, I have sparkling water, so I probably will have to take breaks. Breaks to burp. So, you have been warned. And I think it touches a little on depression. So, if you're not comfortable with that, there are definitely some other Klance readings and just other things that are Klance related, or other things on our channel that is trigger warning free generally. So, Chapter 1. Not this place. Not again. He gained nothing here. Just another waste of a day, a waste of time, a waste. Beep, beep, beep. Okay, I'm guessing that this is Lance's point of view, but then again, it looks like it's being written in third person. I'm not the writer of this. Oh. You got crossed and take it up with her. Or them. I don't know who they are, but yeah. Lance sat up quickly, slamming his fists on his alarm clock. Yeah, whatever. His body was shaking, covered in cold sweat. These nightmares, they were getting worse. They were getting longer, coming more often. This is why he doesn't sleep, because every night the same dream fell upon him as soon as he closed his eyes. He was there every time, and Lance couldn't handle it. It was too much, too hard to see his face again after 3 years. He was just a kid. No, he can't think about these thoughts, these things. No, he has a job to do. Yes, that. Lance, get up, go to work. We have things to do. Oh, okay, wow, this is interesting. But you may ask, why was it so hard for him to just get up in the morning? Why did he always have to convince himself that he has a life to live? A great job to get to? Well, that's a question many of you already know the answer to. Lance has depression. Severe depression. But nobody knows. Not even his mother. It's a secret he's kept since he was 14. And it was extremely hard one to keep. How did he get his medication? How did he deal with problems without talking them through? Well, he had his aunt, Samara. She was a pharmacist, and her husband was a doctor. They were able to diagnose him just by watching him during one of the family gatherings at Christmas. Quick side note, doesn't the husband have to be like a psychologist? I mean, like, yeah. No offense to the writer, just like, yeah. Like, heads up, you need a psychologist, or not a psychologist, really a psychiatrist. A psychologist could diagnose you, they can't give you medicine. A psychiatrist could do both, so you probably need a psychiatrist. They don't. Maybe they didn't know this, but yeah. Don't go to a doctor looking for that. They'll point you in the way of a psychiatrist. I'm just putting that one out there. Okay, let's keep reading. During Christmas time. She was his go-to, his shoulder to lean on, the one person he could talk to about his family, friends, and everything else. She only lived 3 miles away, and she worked at a pharmacy right next to Lance's job. Oh yeah, work. Shit. Lance jumped out of bed and peeked at the alarm clock. It said 7:47. He had been sitting there thinking about how pathetic he was for 17 minutes. Shit, now he only has 13 minutes to get ready. Excuse me. He hurried and threw on his teal polo and black jeans and slipped his black apron over his head and tied it around his waist. Wait, is this gonna be a coffee shop AU? Yay. Yeah. He ran down the stairs and grabbed his car keys off their hook on the wall. He could just get a muffin or something at the cafe later. Wow. These are like tongue twisters, kind of. He burst out of the car, slamming the door behind him, sprinting into the cafe he worked at. He burst through the door and slammed right into his boss, Shiro. Oh, yes, Shiro's the boss. Shiro is the boss. Okay. Shiro was strict sometimes, but usually just acted like a dad to all of his workers. Shiro looked him dead in the eye before opening his mouth to speak. He was going to say something before Lance interrupted him. Hold on, Shiro. Before you say I'm late, I'm not. It's exactly 8 o'clock, so ha! Fine. Whatever, just get to work, Lance. He's just like... Lance ran to the register to talk to one of his friends, Hunk, before the shop opened up. Hunk had informed Lance that apparently Shiro's younger brother, whom he had forgotten the name of, was going to be the new musician for the cafe. Apparently, he would perform with his guitar and sing. Who knew Shiro had a younger brother who sung? Okay, well, hello there, Keith. But when Lance started working, Shiro pulled him aside for a second and asked him if he knew his brother was coming. After he said yes, Shiro began telling him what his job would be. Hey, Lance, since my brother is coming in today, I need you to be his personal waiter. Take good care of him and get him anything he needs. You're the only one I trust to do this. I know all the other girls will just flirt with him. Be good to him. He drinks pitch black coffee, by the way. Have it ready by the time he gets here. He's usually pretty grumpy until he has it. So don't hesitate to give it to him right away when he walks in. Oh, jeez. I mean, like, is that anyone else? Put that in the comments below if you can't, like, properly wake up and function without coffee in the morning. You're just, like, on death's door, bed, or whatever. Like, you're just on death's, like, bed, or just walking around like a dead person in the morning without your coffee. I'm not like that, but I have been like that. Probably not healthy, but then there are also other people who just need coffee in the morning, and it's like not to function, just to be happy. I've become that person, So, I mean, like, not every morning, but, you know, if you have anything that you know, any coffee preferences as well, put those in the comments. Personally, I will drink any type of coffee. Pitch black, because I grew up drinking pitch black coffee, or a cappuccino, an Americano, espresso, like lattes, frappes, yeah, no. I will drink any type of coffee. I just like the taste of coffee. Like, I just don't care at this point. I mean, I have preferences, but like, some days I want a strong dark roast. Sometimes I want break roast or something. No, this is not an ad media campaign for Starbucks. I'm just addicted to Starbucks, like everyone else is. But, you know, yeah. Tell me your coffee preferences down below. But don't, like, make this into a fight, okay? We're not saying that we won't do, like, cream with sugar. Like, guys, just, like, put down the coffee down below. I love it when people get so passionate over those things, though, because you're just like, guys, it's coffee. But, like, yeah, no. Just, like, put it down below. Anyway. Lance was pretty startled, to say the least. He did not expect to be babysitting today, but he figured Shiro's brother must be a teenager, because he can play the guitar and drinks pitch black coffee. That doesn't mean anything. I mean, like, I play bass guitar and I drink pitch black coffee, but that doesn't mean anything. Like, that doesn't mean anything. That's not an identifier as a teenager. It's just your age. Like, it's just your age. Sometimes you're great if you didn't skip one, but seriously, that's how we identify all teenagers, because all teenagers are angsty. Like, even that soft girl who's sitting in the corner is like, my life is so terrible. I'm so emo. Like, no, that's just not how we identify teenagers. It is strictly by age, okay? Maybe, like, it's not by hobbies or interests. It's strictly by age. Come on. Anyway, who does that? Lance, who does that? Okay, seriously? He's not. Even if we joked around about him being emo, I don't even think emo. Anyway, but there were other things on his mind, too. Like, how would he watch over this guy and take care of other customers? Would he still be getting off at the same time? Hey, it's summer after senior year. Yeah, he needs to get ready for college. Before Shiro could walk away, he quickly grabbed his arm and asked him these questions. Yeah, those are pretty valid questions, because getting ready for college is tedious work. It takes time, and you want to pack, you really want to have your scholarship and be accepted by the time that school gets out. You want to get ready. You want to get your dorm ready. You want to know everything about the campus. You want to take tours of the campus, book your classes in advance, know what those classes look like, know if there are rundown buildings on your campuses that you don't want to work on, and how people talk during school tours to tell you, hey, you probably shouldn't take that class, but I'm not allowed to really tell you that you shouldn't take that class, so I'm gonna... A lot of things to do for college, so words of advice. Pay attention to where the tour guide takes you, how they take you there, why they take you there, and how they say what they're saying. Anyway, Shiro listened to him closely, then answered all of Lance's questions, even if some of them were ridiculous. I don't think that they were ridiculous. You know, he could get off later because he's watching him, or earlier, and also taking care of other customers. That's like a question, like, does he have to stand by Keith at all times? It seems weird, but like, some people would say yes, some people would say no. So, valid. He told him that he didn't need to worry about the other customers for today. Well, then that's a thing. The girls would do that. Well, okay. He just needed to worry about his brother. And yes, Lance would be getting home at his usual hour, 4 p.m., when the shop closed. And he was told that if Shiro's brother liked it here, he might play here every day for some extra cash. If he liked Lance as his waiter, Lance will get a promotion. Now we're talking! Okay. Anyway. He would have to take care of Shiro's brother every day. It wasn't the best, but come on. It's so much better than seeing a bunch of random people every day. Yeah, but like, also, promotion, pay raise? Just a question we've all got to ask. Lance quickly got to work and started serving on the random people who arrived at the cafe after it opened, waiting for Shiro's brother to come. Lance had been working for about an hour after the shop had opened when a boy who looked about 18 walked in wearing black leggings and a rainbow top. Okay. In black letters across the front. He was carrying a black guitar case. Wow, they're really going into this Keith's emo thing hard today. Gay emo Keith. Gay emo Keith. Okay, anyway. Gay, in black letters across the front. He was carrying a black guitar case and had longish black hair tied in a ponytail. Needs to put it down. It needs to be in that mullet. Anyway, he figured that this must be Shiro's brother because of the guitar case and the fact that he looked remotely similar. He grabbed the cup of pitch black coffee that he had just finished making and began walking over to the younger boy. When he got there, he quickly introduced himself. Hi, you must be Shiro's brother. I'm Lance, and your brother asked me to be your personal waiter today. While you play today? Okay, I'm not going to question the grammaticalness of that last sentence. I'm sorry. The boy turned around and looked up at Lance, revealing his beautiful purple eyes. In Lance's opinion, he smirked a little, not letting a smile show through. Okay, well then. Hey, I'm Keith, and before I start playing, I need my coffee pitch black coffee right here when you came in. I already know your brother told me to prepare it. Something about you being grumpy before you've had your coffee or whatever. Lance let out an awkward giggle while scratching the back of his neck. His mind was going crazy with mistakes he'd already made. Yeah, like the usual, I cutting off somebody or the, you can't live without coffee joke. It's a good thing, but like also, maybe conversate better, Lance. Conversate better. Anyway, sorry for taking all these pauses. Come on, Lance. You don't even know the guy for 5 minutes and you've already interrupted him. You have to be kidding me. How did that even happen? Oh my god. I've already made a fool out of myself a lot in the first minute. And what the hell? Hey, it's not my fault. I got distracted or in his pretty eyes or whatever. Wait, what? He was about to scold himself when Keith interrupted his thoughts. Hey, Earth to Lance. You there, buddy? Oh, yeah, sorry. Sorry for spacing out, man. Whatever, can I have my coffee now? Sure, sorry. Next chapter. Okay. Well then, they put a trigger warning in. So, I guess I'll just, have the timestamps as usual. But, trigger warning. Brief mention of suicide and self-harm. I'm going to check the length of this and where we're at. So I think we'll do about 2 chapters per reading. Nice that we're finally getting to probably put up content just because Klance Theater IU takes a lot of time, and to manage it all, it's going to take more than every 2 weeks. So But anyway, you have been warned of the trigger warning, brief mention of suicide and self-harm. Be aware of that. If you're not okay with that, that's okay. I can put a timestamp for where it will be at, and you can skip over that part, though you may miss some very important details for lore. I don't know exactly how this story works. That's kind of how my story works sometimes, so I'm just putting it out there. You can skip, and you can also just leave the video if you want to. But it's here. I'm telling you, it's present. Thank you, and let's get into it. Lance handed the coffee to Shiro's brother, or Keith, as he had learned. Excuse me. God, whew, sparkling water. Thanks. Keith hesitated before speaking. Where can I drop my stuff off before I play? Keith's eyes scanned around the coffee shop, searching for a place to put his stuff down. Okay. Now, this is all showed in Lance's POV. So, it's third POV omniscient for Lance, if you're wondering about that. I was trying to figure that out. They never specified. Anyway, stuff down. Lance told Keith that he could put his stuff down next to the mini stage towards the back of the cafe. Keith walked to the other side of the room, striding across the space with his long legs. Lance studied every movement, observing the boy as he walked. He was so calm, so composed, and with every cell in Lance's body, he was jealous. He wished so much, or at least look as confident as Keith. Look, just walking across the room, not giving a care. He was serving coffee to strangers every day, just trying to get enough money to pay for college, flirting with girls and hardly getting responses, just feeling bad about himself. He was getting sad, upset, a little bit angry at himself because it was just another day at work until his motherfucking depression became too much to bear. And maybe it's not his fault, but he's just is. He started feeling sad about his life. Just because he watched somebody walk across the room. How pathetic is that? How pathetic am I? My mind's clouded with all these terrible thoughts for no apparent reason. And it's because somebody can just look more confident than I, or speak more confidently than me, or feel better about life than me. Is that even right? What the hell is wrong with you, McCain? Can't you see how worthless you are? You're not important to this world. You don't matter. If you died tomorrow, if you died the next day, the world would go on without you. People won't remember you. Hunk won't remember you. Pidge won't remember you. Alora, sure as hell. Romeo, she doesn't care. They don't care. Not even your own family. The world could just move on without you. Maybe there'd be tears for like 2 seconds. Yeah, but you're not important. You don't matter. You never have, and you never will. You're too much of a coward to hold your own ground, to tell your own family about your severe mental illness. And after everything you've been through, thought you'd toughen up a little. Thought you could fight off intrusive thoughts, but no, you're just a coward. A coward who hides and works in a coffee shop for money before they're going off to college. The one who can't walk as confidently as Shiro's younger brother. Your boss's younger brother is more set up for life than you. Maybe it's not that he's even set up. Maybe it's that he's more confident. Maybe it's because he loves himself more. But look at him. The world would fade away without him. Those precious purple lilac eyes with the gray tints and the white dactyls. You're nothing. You're nothing to him. Whew. That is, wow, that is a lot. Give me a second, I lost my place, but geez, that is a lot. All of these thoughts passed through his mind, along with the ideas of self-harm, suicide, and more. His brain was inflicted with ideas of pain and suffering. He tried to open his eyes, but was forced to stop because his eyes were open. He couldn't see everything. His world was spinning. His brain felt as if it got struck by lightning. And his body just fell to the ground, limp and unable to move. Just as pathetic as he was, finally physically showing it. Only something devastating can truly happen to good people. And he wasn't a good person, so people would ignore him. And there's no way that Lance would be getting off this floor. There's no way. While Keith was walking back to Lance, he noticed him staring off into the distance and saw a sadness, a blankness, a hopeless look in his eyes that he hadn't really seen before. He called out. He called out to Lance a few times to ask if he was okay, but once he was back to Lance's eyes had been squeezed shut, and his skin was losing his color. He was fading. He was fading away, and it was like he was choosing to do such a thing. It was when Lance fell to the ground that Keith started panicking. "Somebody, call an ambulance!" Keith's deep voice rang throughout the coffee shop. People who had been lost in their own conversations had their heads turned, and many people were just staring at the people rushing out of the back room. Joe and Hunk, along with a few other of Lance's co-workers, had sprinted towards the lifeless body. Joe whipped out his phone and called 911 as fast as possible. And within a few minutes, you could hear the sirens coming, blaring sirens. Forever sung in Keith's head as he remembered, for some weird reason, this stranger that now he cradled in his arms. He saw the life go from him. The most lifeful, the most fruitful, the most spiritually looking person that he probably had ever met. So high-spirited somehow, but so dampened in his head. And he was on the floor now in his arms, and it was uncomfortable to say the least. But heck, he didn't even know this guy. And now he cared for them. Carrying him bridal-style out to the ambulance, waiting outside. He ran as fast as he could to the lady opening up the back of the ambulance with Shiro and Hunk right beside them. They described the whole situation to her as best that they could without their knowledge of his depression. She listened carefully to everything they had to say until she looked Keith directly in the eye and said, "Get in." "What? Me? Why? Why me? I don't even work here. I don't know." She looked at him like he was crazy. The way that he was holding Lance was very delicate, almost intimate, made her confused of his reaction. "Well, sir, aren't you the boyfriend?" Okay. So we're at 30 minutes now, and I think we're gonna actually tops, but yeah. Just because for now I want to only do 30 minutes of a reading. I feel like it works out a little bit better for editing, and I feel like I don't want things to get damp on the visuals, but other than that, I hope that you've enjoyed this fanfic reading and that, you know, we'll really, really get into this. When I saw this, when I was just browsing for Klance Leader, well, not Klance Leader IU, but Klance fanfics just to read on Wattpad. I saw this and I immediately knew deep down that I should save this and that I should make it a fanfic reading. So I really hope that you've enjoyed this. It really does have an amazing, fanfic read to it. So I hope that you enjoyed this. I hope that we both enjoy this and that you come back next time. So, by the way, that Klance Melody is made by Edie P.D. Parker on Wattpad. You can go and check them out. And otherwise than that, I hope you enjoy. I'll see you next time. Peace.